Welcome to my review of the Corsair K70 mechanical gaming keyboard. This keyboard is intended towards FPS gamers because it has a unique keycap included for the WASD keys, more on that later on. This keyboard also has a unique backlight feature that might impress you a little bit, but it sure does impress me a bit. First, let's take a look at the box. Let's take a look at the specifications here. It says, Cherry MX Red mechanical key switches, key by key customizable backlighting, contour, texture, WASD, and 1 through 6 keycaps. More on all of that later on. Inside, we don't find much except for quick startup, warranty guide, and the keyboard itself. What's also included is the different colored and textured keycaps, the tool for replacing the keycaps, and an attachable wrist rest. Now, before we start, this keyboard has different versions. This version, which I am reviewing, is the black with Cherry MX Red switches. Others are the Cherry MX Brown and blue switches and has a silver finish to it. Now, the keyboard itself. From the top, we can see the standard keyboard layout. Over here, we can see the volume wheel with a really nice textured finish to it. A mute button, a Windows lock key for those of you playing intense gaming and doesn't want to accidentally press the Windows key and ruin your gameplay. A backlight brightness level up to 3 stages can be chosen, and this mysterious button here, more on that later on. Media keys for instant control of your media over here, and that's all the buttons you can press. Now, onto the back side. 4 rubber pads so it doesn't move or wiggle around during actual use. 4 retractable feet so you can angle the keyboard however you want. A slot for your wrist rest so you can attach it if you prefer. That's pretty much at the back. Now onto this side. We have a USB pass-through. You can plug any USB 2.0 devices in here, removing the hassle of plugging it in into your actual PC. Also, a BIOS switch. Now, this is quite interesting. I never knew what it was until I looked up on the internet. This functions as a compatibility feature. For example, you have an old computer with an old BIOS and you want to access the BIOS but it doesn't recognize your input. By switching these to the right number, it should get you through that problem and you can access your BIOS. A very thick braided cable with 2 USBs on the end. One is for the pass-through so you can see by this marking so you won't get confused which is which when connecting to your PC. Let's take a look at the overall keyboard itself. It is heavy, which I like a lot. It has an aluminum finish on the top, the back is plastic high quality though, making it more durable and really looks good. Not only that, but the wrist rest when attached feels great and has this dotted surface so it doesn't stick to your wrist, but the overall feel of this wrist rest is some sort of rubber. It just feels like a rubber surface and non-slippery for your wrist, which is good. Attaching it is simple, just slide it into your slot and voila. There are likes and dislikes for me on this keyboard. First, the dislikes. Although the bottom part of this keyboard has rubber pads in it, the retractable feet does not, so it tends to slide around your table quite easily, which is annoying. Although the wrist rest has a very nice feel to it, it does tend to leave handprints. I mean really large oily prints after use. Or for example, you're playing while eating snacks or gaming so intense you started to sweat, it will stain this wrist rest and looks really unpleasant. For the likes, it is mechanical. I am done using rubber dome keyboards. Of course they're cheap, but it won't last that long. This, however, guarantees 50 million key presses and it would still be working. Each keycaps are laser engraved, so the letters on each keycaps will never disappear. Good for long-term use, which is a definite plus for me. Speaking of keycaps, the replaceable keycaps feels really good on your hand. The WASD has more like a curve to just let you know this is the WASD button and you won't find any trouble finding it during intense gaming. Not only that, the numbers 1 through 6 are also designed so you can feel where your fingers are without looking. The textures are also nice. It's not very rough but just enough for you to know that it's the gaming key. Also, the included tool is very handy for replacing these. Just slide it in until you hear clicks and pull. Putting it on is simple, just press it down and it's good to go. The lighting on this thing is really good. You can adjust it with this button, you can set it to low, medium, and very high. When you set it to very bright, it looks really good. The aluminum surface on this keyboard reflects the light, making the keyboard has an underglow effect and makes it look really gaming. Not only that, the height of each keys are different than any other standard keyboard. I'm not done yet with the lighting. This mystery button we saw earlier does this. Oh yeah. Now, this button here lets you switch to lit all keys or just specific ones. You can customize the backlight by holding the same button for 3 seconds until it starts blinking. After it starts blinking, you can choose which key you prefer. It could be anything, WASD or maybe spell my name, whatever you want. After you're done, press the same button until it stops blinking and your preferences are saved just like that. Also, there's another mode where if you press this key and control, there's this mode where if you press a key, it will lit up and then off. You see what I mean here. So what's the verdict for this keyboard? Although this keyboard has FPS oriented written all over the features, when not in use for gaming, it works quite well and it feels just like a regular mechanical keyboard. Although there are a couple of things that I dislike, the things I like actually makes those dislikes very minor that I don't even care for them anymore. This keyboard is not cheap, but compared to something like a Razer Black Widow T2 2013, which has almost the same price, I prefer this just because of the build quality that looks to me that will last a very long time. Should you buy this? Now, this keyboard is not cheap, but for that price you get what you paid for. A very strong chassis, textured WASD keycaps, custom backlight, and of course, it's mechanical. Thank you for checking out this video. I hope you like it. Catch you later.